The theft of 3 flags from a Veterans Memorial site in Black Creek has many people asking why.
And police haven't found the person responsible, but they're hoping to draw attention to the crime to generate leads. New at 4, Jason Zimmerman first alerts us to the information we've gathered so far.
All 3 flags are brand new and put on display for the very first time on Memorial Day. Then 2 days later, a member of the American Legion came out here and they were gone. This was the image posted on social media showing 3 empty flagpoles at the Black Creek Veterans Memorial as of May 31st.
As an American citizen, it angers me, and as a veteran, it makes me very angry. Try not to use words that can't go on TV to describe somebody who would do this.
Members of the Legion gathered Monday morning to replace the flags and install a device making them tougher to take down. The police chief is also taking donations to cover the cost of a security camera to deter theft in the future, while going through what footage might be available from nearby businesses and houses to identify a potential suspect.
It is sad that we would have to put security cameras on a memorial, but it's probably where we're headed, especially if this continues. We've been fortunate. There hasn't been any vandalism or anything like that, but when it comes that you have to put the cameras on, that shows the wrong direction to head.
The American flag was also stolen last winter, but police say they did find the person responsible. Reporting in Black Creek, Jason Zimmerman, Action 2 News.